see. I haven't made a video in a while. As you can see, I've grown a beard since then. It's been like a year, I think, a few months. A year and a few months. And I just felt the urge to make a new video because something has been bugging me. I just barely watched a movie, The Constant Gardener. People should check it out. It's pretty good. But after I watched the movie, the ending made me realize something. Movie endings are just rarely good. They're rarely satisfying. I found that lately. Especially if you watch a lot of movies like me. I've been watching a lot of films and, expectations grow dramatically. And you're expecting the best from every movie. You're expecting something completely different and new from every movie that you see. And often it fails to do so. So, my point is, movie endings have been rarely satisfying. There's so much pressure. I've often been not constantly, but sometimes I watch the beginning is really good. This movie is shaping up to be brilliant. One of my best movies of the year. I'll bring up, for example, The Constant Gardener, which I just watched. The beginning, the first half, or the first hour and 40 minutes of the film was forming such a great movie that it could have been one of my best movies of the year. Of my best movies ever. But then the ending just falls flat. It could have been much longer, but it just leaves a story unfinished. And it's really odd. It just, sparked a thought in my mind. Why can't Hollywood make a good ending anymore? It's just so hard for some reason. It usually ends with a cop-out. Nowadays, it's either the main character lives or the main character dies. Or everybody just dies. Why can't there be something more interesting and unpredictable than that? I'm sure they can make some kind of ending that is unpredictable, but by unpredictable, they assume that, nobody's going to expect the main character to die, so that's going to be unpredictable enough, and we can just leave it there. But what they don't realize is that's as much of a cop-out as the main character getting a happy ending with his girlfriend and riding off into the sunset. That's as much of a cop-out because it's just typical at this point. It's a cliche. And I'm getting tired of it. I want to see something new. I don't want to spoil The Constant Gardener or anything, but it basically, in my opinion, it has a cop-out ending. And it's just sad that I don't know how my standards are going to be in the future. Right now, Hollywood needs to step it up. They haven't been producing a lot of classics, I'll tell you that. Let's see. For instance, I'll just bring up a movie. Let's see. Okay, The Dark Knight Rises is a perfect example of this. Great trilogy. At first. I had such high expectations for The Dark Knight Rises. It started out pretty good, dramatic, It's shaping up to be something very dark. Very, it felt like the end of a trilogy. But then they came with the awful, awful ending. By the way, spoiler alert for The Dark Knight Rises. Basically, not only Bruce Wayne lives, Batman lives. It's kind of stupid. I would have accepted Batman living, as a symbol, and somebody else taking up the suit, and Bruce Wayne dying, but no, both live. Very unsatisfying, and it basically feels like Christopher Nolan finally got to that stage where his movies are turning into typical Hollywood fare. It's really sad, but that's what it is. And I might be going off on a tangent here, but basically Batman shows up everywhere. Whenever a major character is in trouble and is about to be killed, your tension building, Batman comes out of nowhere, like a typical superhero movie, and saves them. Yes, let's save Gary Oldman, Commissioner Gordon, let's save Catwoman, let's save, what's that guy's name? Detective Blake. Everyone gets saved in a matter of seconds. It's so annoying. It's like, come on, Christopher Nolan started out with a very unique superhero movie, something that isn't typical, cliched superheroes crap, and it started out like I don't know. I didn't think of it as I didn't think of The Dark Knight as a superhero movie. I thought of it more as a drama thriller, as an actual film, not stupid. I mean, the fanboys might hate me for this, but most superhero movies are stupid. Come on. They're all predictable. They're all the same thing, and the dumb masses go to these movies and pay them money and let's watch this movie. And they have such low standards that they watch the same thing over and over again, but they're still satisfied. It's really funny. The same endings, but that was the best movie of the year. That should win an Oscar, but the Academy, of course, is going to give it to another movie because they don't think the Avengers is good enough. Oh, boy. So, both sides are fucked up. Off the Dark Knight Rises, very unsatisfying ending. But, of course, the problem here is, which is my point, there's so much pressure on the ending because of the great beginning that it's impossible not to fall flat. But again, in my defense, they could have tried much harder with the ending. That was a cop-out. That is the definition of a cop-out. Everyone lives, everything gets resolved like a typical superhero movie. Everyone rides off into the sunset. Batman lives, yay, Bruce Wayne gets the girl, of course, which is very weird because Catwoman, they have some tension going on, at the beginning of the movie, but of course they have to go Hollywood, and now all of a sudden they're teaming up, they like each other at the end, they, go out to dinner in Venice or whatever. It's so predictable Hollywood bullshit, Dark Knight Rises was very, very disappointing. After the masterpiece that was The Dark Knight Rises, I could bring up. Now, this is an example of a great ending. Gladiator. Very great ending. At the time, spoiler for the Gladiator, it wasn't a cop-out to have its main character die. It was very rare to have main characters die. Now, all of a sudden, it's a trend, and it's kind of a cop-out, It's not really predictable. It's not really satisfying. You don't feel that satisfaction that you felt years, like when Gladiator came out, that, wow, I've never experienced this before. This is very dramatic. This isn't a typical ending, but now they become typical ending. Anyways, Gladiator was really great at its time. It's still great. One of my favorite movies, absolutely. Its ending is very, emotional, it touches your heart, this movie, especially with the music. It's a tear fest. I have a lot of other movies to show right now. I don't know any other examples, but people watch The Constant Gardener and tell me what you think about that, tell me what you think about the ending. And if it's so hard for Hollywood to balance out the ending at the beginning with brilliance, then how about start the beginning with, but I get it, it's kind of a business thing. You start out very good with the beginning. That's actually a must. You have to start out with a strong beginning to keep the viewers hooked throughout the whole film so that they don't turn it off and call it shit. So, okay, the beginning has to be good, but make the ending better than the beginning, even though the beginning is really good. There has to be more ideas than just, oh, okay, I'm gonna commit suicide, or they just come and shoot the main character. There has to be some kind of edge to an ending besides that, because it's been very typical. All of these movies I can see. Another movie that has a brilliant ending. I know I'm not providing a lot of examples of horrible endings. Well, actually I did. 2 examples of bad endings and 2 examples of really good endings. This movie had a great ending. I don't want to spoil it. I don't know if you've seen it or not. But it's definitely unpredictable. It makes sense. And, you know, it's not a cop-out. It's not something I've seen over and over again. And the story feels finished. That's the main objective of an ending. The story has to conclude. With The Constant Gardener, the story didn't conclude. It feels like so much has been left out. It could have kept on going on and on, but they just left it at the main character, and that's it. The story feels finished, resolved, and that's it. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about endings? What do you guys think of, yeah. Do you think your expectations are so high? Because I feel like it's really funny because sometimes people have such low standards and expectations that they walk away and think everything is good. Oh, Man was brilliant. Iron Man 3 was brilliant. The Avengers was brilliant. Star Trek was brilliant. But, you know, they just have low standards. These fanboys have such low standards. As long as it fulfills the adaptation, as long as it fulfills its loyalty or whatever to the comic books, then they're happy, you know? But it's a film. It has to do more than just do the same thing, do the exact same thing as a comic book. It has to provide something new to the audience. At the same, I can't believe people just go to every weekend to the same superhero movie. Oh, it's beginning to end. It was brilliant. I saw this last weekend, but it was still brilliant. With a different character, brilliant. I can tell you, Iron Man 3 has the same structure as the Avengers. Avengers has the same structure as Iron Man. These superhero movies have the same freaking structure, the same ending style, the same beginning style. It's just getting old, but people are still satisfied. I don't know, the dumb masses, like everyone complains about. But, you know, and then they have such high expectations that you can't possibly, for instance, with the dramas, oh, this is too predictable, this is too, but I'm just going on off of a rant. This is basically a bunch of rants compiled into one, but, my whole point was movie endings suck nowadays, and I wish Hollywood improves their endings. And that's my rant, I guess. Thank you for joining me. Tell me what you think in the comments. What's your opinion on the whole movie endings? Tell me, recommend me some movies that have really good endings. Because I haven't been seeing a lot lately. Anyways, have a nice day. I'll see you in a year or two. I don't know when I'll be back, but when I have something that I need to get off of my chest, I'll make a video about it. Something that's really bugging me. So thank you. Ta-da.